Hello students, so today in this video lecture we are going to discuss chapter 2, the sound of music. Okay, and before we move into the chapter, let us understand that this chapter is divided into two parts, part 1 and part 2. In part 1 we are introduced to this child or this girl named Evelyn Glenn, who is differently able, but despite being differently able, she was able to excel in the field of music, and she was an inspiration to many other people like her. Okay, so first part, Evelyn Glenn listens to sound without hearing it. Let us see what is it. Before you read, God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What you hear, she feels, far more deeply than any of us. This is why she expresses music so beautifully. Okay, now in this chapter, as I've told you earlier, that this girl is differently abled and she is not able to listen, but she is able to feel. She is not able to listen to the music, but she is able to feel the vibrations of the music, of the notes. Okay, hence she has been blessed in a different way. Read the following account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a success story. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl looking younger than her 17 years was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. It was the first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting, you can look at the meaning right in front, means frightening or scared enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm, means from Scotland. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. Now let us understand. Rush hour crowds, meaning the peak hour crowds, the office hour crowds, peak hour crowds. In India, the peak hour is around 9 and 5 in the evening, 9 in the morning and 5 in the evening, where everyone goes to their offices and everyone is returning back from their offices. Okay, rush hour crowds mean this is the meaning of the rush hour crowds. Jostle means pushed for position on the underground train platform. Underground train platform means over here metro train platform. A slight girl looking, slight means small and thin, over here meanings are given. Looking younger than her 17 years, she was younger than 17 years, was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. Why vibrations? Better because she was unable to hear. Okay, she was a deaf child. Okay, although it's a harsh word, we would use differently abled in place of deaf. Okay, so this child was differently able, and it was the first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and she was naturally scared because this was the first day and she was from Scotland, and she was an aspiring musician. Now, who is an aspiring musician? Aspiring means one who wants to accomplish something. That is the meaning of aspire. Aspire means one, or to seek, or to attain, or to accomplish a particular goal. Okay, understood? So this child was an aspiring musician. Understood? Faced a bigger challenge than most because she was completely deaf. And this child, she faced a bigger challenge than other children because she was completely deaf. Evelyn Glenn loss of hearing, Evelyn Glenn's loss of hearing had been gradual, means slow. Her mother remembers her noticing something was wrong when the 8-year Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and she did not move. So her mother noticed that something wrong was there, something fishy was happening when this child was 8 years of age. And how did she meet, and how did she identified it? Because they called her name and she did not move. Suddenly realized she hadn't heard, says Isabel Glenn, her mother. For quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness, means hide her growing deafness. So for a couple of years, for some time, she was able to hide her growing deafness from her friends and her teacher. But the time came when she had done worse in her examination. Over here it says, but by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated. Deteriorated means had turned worse, and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired. Impaired means weakened as a result of gradual nerve damage. Please underline, what was the reason behind the deafness? It was the gradual nerve damage. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to the school of deaf. And then it was advised that she should be provided with the hearing aids and she should be sent to the school for deaf. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. One day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she would play it too. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes spotted her potential. Percussionist means a person who plays the tabla or the drums. That is a person who is known as a percussionist. Okay, he began by turning two large drums, two different notes. Don't listen to your ears, he would say. Try to sense it some other ways, says Elvin. Suddenly I realized I could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower drum from the waist up. Forbes repeated the exercise, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes from different parts of her body. I had learned to open my mind and my body to the sounds and vibrations. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. Sheer means complete determination and hard work. So this was the first time when she realized that she could sense music through different parts of her body. As mentioned up here, the higher drum from the waist up and the lower drum from waist down. She was able to sense the vibrations of the bigger drum or the higher drum or the drum with higher notes from waist up and the drum with lower notes from waist down. And there she got a breakthrough. She now knew that she was able to sense music, although God has taken away her hearing, but has given her something really extraordinary. She never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the Academy. Soon gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. At the end of a 3-year course, she had captured most of the top awards. So now she auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music. She cracked the exam with flying colors, and then at the end of the 3-year course, she had captured most of the top awards in the Academy. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. And despite being such a talented girl, despite achieving so many heights, so many wonders, there was not at all a sense of heroic achievement. This girl was extremely down to earth. If you'll work hard and you know where you're going, you will get there. And she got right to the top, the world's most sought after multi-percussionist, and with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments and a hectic international schedule. Hectic means a busy international schedule. Okay, so we're going to stop here. We're going to discuss the other half in part 2 of the same video. Okay, till then, go through the video and study regularly, study hard, and take care and stay safe.